Our next guest is on a mission to serve our furry four-legged friends in the Western New York area. And here to tell us about the ribbon cutting for her new indoor dog playground is Mary Lou Perry. Thanks so much for coming in today.
Thank you, Chelsea, for having me. I appreciate this.
Of course. Well, I'd like you to tell a little bit about your story because you have a background in the service industry. So tell us a little bit about that and what inspired you to now make the pivot into helping dogs.
Sure. So right out of high school, I started my healthcare career, and then I decided to go to college and get a degree in health systems management, which led me to different roles in senior living. I had customer service, sales and marketing, and I was an administrator. I was lucky enough to work in facilities that were actually pet friendly, and they had service dogs there. So I became in charge of the service dog, the therapy programs in a couple of the facilities, and I thought, you know what, I'd love to have my dogs do this too. So I went from little tiny dogs that my parents had to deciding I wanted to get big dogs. So I got a Rottweiler Lab mix, and I thought, well, I could just love them and they're gonna love me, and what could go wrong, right? Well, I found myself that I had a 50-pound, 5-month-old wrecking ball. And I was thinking, oh boy, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna take this dog to, therapy? He was jumping on everybody, and he's, wrecking the house when I was at work, and, doing all these things. Well, went to the vet and told him what I was gonna do, and it became not such a pleasant conversation with the vet telling me that I needed to get a handle on this dog, or things would go terribly wrong, and he would not be able to do this. So he suggested I go to dog school training with him, which I did, and I fell in love with the training aspect of it. I found his transformation to be amazing, but I also saw that it was not just the training. He needed the basics, but he also needed to socialize with dogs, and he needed a lot more exercise than I was giving him. So I began taking him on very long walks and trying to get that out of him. Some of my brave family members with dogs would bring him over so we could play, and my nieces and nephews were really little at the time, so it was hard. I was teaching them not to jump on, him on them. But we got to a point where I was thinking to myself, he needs more than this. So we were going to camping, introducing him to more dogs and getting him really, really tired, and he started to behave better.
Nice.
And I thought, wow, this is great. I wonder if there's a place that we could have all of these things, the training, the socialization, the exercise in one area that would be indoors, because, Buffalo's weather can be a little bit tricky, So in the wintertime, I was having trouble trying to find places to go with him to do all that. And it came into my mind that I should start to open something like that. Which led me to go into training myself, and I got my dog training certificate. And then the next step was to develop a business plan. The Small Business Development Center helped me. They were very instrumental in getting this plan done. I did tons of renderings and drawings, and found myself in a position in life that I was able to make that leap of faith and
that's right.
Go for it.
Here you are. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what exactly is Lil Pawdise and what services that you have to offer?
Sure. It's an indoor dog playground. So we have it separated into sections. So we have the small, medium dog section. And there's also a little pen for like the teacup, tiny dogs, the toy dogs, and also puppies who aren't quite ready for prime time yet. We can separate them out but still have them in the same area as the small medium dogs. Then I have a large, extra large dog section, and they have tunnels to run through. They have jumps and hoops they can go through. The parents stay with them. So the pet parents stay with their fur babies while they're there. And then, they can come back. If they buy a day pass, they can come back all day long while I'm open, so they can come and go, but they have to bring their dogs with them, back and forth. We also have an agility section, so it's sectioned off for one family at a time. It's a smaller section. It's not really a competitive atmosphere. It's more of learning new skills, getting more energy out. When the dogs are doing agility, they are burning twice as much energy because they have to mentally think about what they're doing and physically doing those exercises. And it helps the owner to be a better leader because you're asking your dog to do something they're not familiar with at all on doing, and they're trusting you that it's okay to do that. So the agility is a really nice way, and you don't have to like go into competition or anything. It's really just playing.
Yeah.
I also have a treadmill and a scale, so I do classes there, puppy classes, personal one-on-one adult classes right now, and we have a spa, a dog wash, so people can do. It's a self-serve, but it's got a ramp. It's very nice because you don't have to pick up your dog, you know. And I provide everything for it. So the dryer, the towels, the shampoo, and it's in one room by yourself.
Nice.
So you can close yourself in. So if your dog takes off, you're not chasing around a wet, soapy dog.
You've covered all of the bases. This is really just the place for your dog to go, release some energy, and get better. Well,
Yes.
thank you so much for coming in and sharing more
Absolutely.
about it.
Absolutely.
Viewers, if you want to learn more about their services and everything they are doing for your pup, just visit mylilpawdice.com. Her grand opening is happening soon. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so